Morning, good morning, good morning, B.
Good morning, beautiful butterfly. How you doing today?
I'm good. You had me worried there for a minute.
Ah, I ain't know. I'm sorry.
How's it
I can
going?
barely see you. You're at the bottom.
No, it's okay. How's it going?
Good, good.
I'm
What?
at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. Okay.
No. I'm just saying.
So I felt like I was
There you
too. All right. I'm still at the bottom. Okay. Let me turn it. I made it worse, didn't I?
go. Yeah, it might just be tilting it
I
down a
did.
little bit. I can see your pretty face. But welcome
I'm
everybody.
afraid
Welcome.
to touch it. I've had technology issues this morning, so I'm afraid to touch it. I really, really am.
Oh,
But
okay.
I am. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Welcome everybody.
Okay. Is that
This is
better?
that's great. That's great. All good. All good. We can jump right
Okay.
into it. Welcome everybody. This is the In This Season podcast on our 28th consecutive day. Appreciate everybody rocking with us and coming through today again for 28 days straight. I am your co-host B, and the main host, the beautiful, the dynamic, the prolific butterfly. Good to see you, Mom. Good to see you. How's your day going today? How's your morning?
It's been, I couldn't sleep. I think I know why. I had something I was working on and I needed to get up and send it this morning before the proposal. So I was submitting a proposal and it came, it was requested at the last hour. And I had to have it in this morning. And so I got it done, but mentally, I don't think my mind stopped. So I've
Mm,
been up practically all night. Just all night. So I'll get through it though. I'll get through it. Got my
yeah.
coffee. It went well. I had to apply a lot of the things that I'm learning, y'all. I keep thinking about the topics. I'm thankful for a coworker who said to me, I listened to the Waffle House. We were having a deep conversation, and she said the Waffle House changed me. I said, "What day was that?" She said, "Day 9," and I was like, "You know what day it was?" So it, I'm blessed that I see the work is doing in me, but God is also allowing me to see how powerful it is for others. And I believe as we come together in the morning like this you said is creating a unity, a mindset. So I'm thankful, you guys. I'm just thankful and I'm ready to keep doing this. I want to do something different this morning though, if I may. I want to just put the topic out there. I'm just going to share it. I got it ready. I did
Okay.
not read the passage, but I do have. So, are you guys ready? Drum roll.
Bo knows.
What do y'all think about that? Bo knows.
Is that the title?
That is today's. That's the title. It was so
Wow.
hard not to go read it. But if you all have, we do have some people out there. If you have, um, I don't know, something that you think that might mean, put it in the comment section. Okay, Brandon, over to you so we don't waste too much time.
Wow,
Thank you.
I don't know what that would be. Bo knows. I don't know. Bo. Bo's an interesting name. We got family named Bo. We had
Actually
you know,
I thought about Bo when I Bo's no longer with us, you guys, here on this side, but I thought about him, and I also thought about his family that is here with us, and how it might be very timely for her. So I'm interested to see what it says.
hmm.
Um, so yeah. I did. I actually reached out to her and was like, "Are you listening this morning?" Because I didn't see her jump on, and she's usually the first one in. And so
Yeah.
I said, "Are you listening?" And so she is, and I don't know. All right, over to you before I get
Wow.
choked up.
I got you. I got you. Today's a good day for us to really go over the purpose of us being here today and just kind of how we got here, right? So my wife's family was moving from one house to another, and my wife's father at the time was the chairman, the department chair, the art department of the University of Memphis. And he's an artist, an incredible human being, an activist, and he had this book. He wasn't there, but my wife's mother was, and she had this pile of books that she was looking to give away specifically to me to see if I wanted them, knowing that I had a deep interest in African American history, African American studies. And though I didn't study that specifically in school, it was something that I always looked into and enjoyed. So she said, "Do you want this?" And I looked at it and I was like, "Daily Motivations for African American Success." That's the title of this book, but you all should get. It's an amazing book. Um, I was like, "Man, that'll be interesting." I opened it up and I saw that every single day there was a motivational, there was a passage, there was a quote from some distinguished African American from our history. And then I read the back, and it said that this will help you focus on the thoughts, the attitudes, and the deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. This leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, and become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and how to look inward for answers to life's challenges. So this was right up my alley. And that was maybe 4 years ago, maybe more. And ever since then, I have opened up this book. I won't say that I always did it on the daily, but I definitely opened it up, pretty frequently. And it's just helped me so much. I got to the point to where I kept reading other passages. But at this point, I've had to hold myself from reading more passages with us doing this show every single day. So again, y'all, this is our 28th day here consecutively reading Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro, who's the best-selling author of Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. So I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, this is an amazing book. You would really enjoy it." And my mom, being the go-getter that she is, she actually went and got the book. So when she got the book, and her book's all pretty, mine's all, chopped up and kind of messed up. She went and got the book. She said, "Look," she sent me a picture of it. And so I called her and was like, "Mom, I think we should do a podcast. I think we should read this every single day together and see what other people think about it and see what the impact is on our lives, on our minds, on our hearts, on our daily experience." And she was down with it. So here we are 28 days later into this with our title, Bo Knows. And this book, like my mom often has said on this show, has followed us around. It's helped us through times as if it was a friend, as if it was someone there sitting there watching us and saying, "Okay, today I know what you need. I know the motivation. I know the inspiration that you need," and it gives us these affirmations that are so befitting to our day. And that could be a little bit of placebo, or it could be um, something that we can't really see and describe. But in either case, it has been a great addition and a great benefit to our lives. So um, without going too long-winded into that, y'all, we're gonna jump right into today's segment. And today's title on this February the 28th, we are getting close to the end of February. And we only plan to do this for 1 month, but it seems like we're gonna keep going. Um, but today's title for February 28th is Bo Knows. So I'm gonna jump right into it, y'all. Get the book. Get the book. Make sure y'all get the book. Even after this, get the book. All right, Bo Knows. And our distinguished African American uh, quote today is from Ben Chavez, who is the executive director of the NAACP. And Ben said, "Don't measure yourself by what you have accomplished, but by what you should have accomplished with your ability." Don't measure yourself by what you have accomplished, but by what you should have accomplished with your ability. That's how we should measure ourselves, says Ben Chavez. And the passage goes as follows: "What makes someone great in the eyes of the world? Are our heroes supermen and superwomen who have come from another planet with exceptional powers? Or are they human beings like ourselves who have used just a bit more of the potential for greatness that is shared by all? You can always do a little bit more than you think you can. In fact, we must become better, or we cease to be alive and to grow. The margin of greatness is quite small. For example,
Mm.
most professional basketball players, most professional baseball players, excuse me, bat an average of about 0.250, which means that they get one hit for every 4 times at bat. So that's 25%. This is viewed as a respectable average, and if a batter is also a good fielder, he can expect to enjoy a secure career in the major leagues. Anyone who hits point 0.3, 30%, 3 hits out of 10 at bat, is considered a star. By the end of the season, there are perhaps only a dozen players out of hundreds in the leagues who have maintained a point 0.3 average. And these hitters are honored as the great ones. They get the big contracts, the acclaim, and the athletic shoe commercials. What is the difference between the greats and the also rans, like those who also ran? One hit in 20. That's the difference. A .25 hitter gets 5 hits out of 20, and a .3 hitter gets 6 hits out of 20. In the world of baseball, 1 hit out of 20 is the margin of greatness. This slim margin of greatness symbolizes the dynamics of greatness in life. When we exercise just a tiny bit more of our potential, a minuscule amount, we become outstanding human beings. And the affirmation for today that we read 3 times, one for me, one for you, and one for the person in the back of the room or the person that you're going to send it to, is the purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but to be more of what I can be. The purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but to be more of what I can be. And last time, the purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but to be more of what I can be. What do you think, Mom? Butterfly, butterfly. The butterfly
Well,
pop.
what stuck out to me most is as you got to the end, and I just kind of thought about no matter how many swings, as long as you hit, as long as
Mm.
you touch, you're hitting according to your ability and not measuring your swings, the number of swings that you take, kind of like the our baseball guy who young man would throw the ball up
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
he
High
missed. I don't
five.
remember the high five. Yeah, he missed. And then so he said, "Wow, I'm a great pitcher," you know. So don't measure your greatness based on others or what is measured or seen as success. Get in touch with your abilities and plan your set your goals and plan your make a plan according to that. It's kind of like when I say be a student of life, but not just of life to your life, but you have to have some understanding of that. And I do think it's time. She's probably going to think I'm picking on her today, but in a good way, out of love. The person I'm thinking about as it relates to Bo knows, and I said this before, she has two really great talents. Like great, God gave her two gifts that I see as, oh wow, you guys, she is awesome in them both, and they're in the same field or area, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I see this message, and she's on. I see this message as talking to her as she yesterday crossed a milestone in her life. And I won't say what that was, but I see this message telling her, don't measure your greatness, but you are great based on what you should have, but what you should have based on your ability and capability. And so I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'll turn it over
You
to you, Brandon.
you said she was talented in both. What did you say?
Gifted. I won't even say talented, gifted.
Gifted, gifted in
And
both.
it's in the same field. I'm sorry.
I said I think
And I
that
say
leads.
talented, but I think it's so I think she's so good at it till I said it was a gift.
Mm,
That's why
that
I use the word gift, gifted.
that reminds me of kind of the title, like why is it Bo knows? And now if you link that to baseball, I think it's talking about Bo Jackson, who was
Mm.
also talented in both. He was talented in both
Oh,
football and in baseball, and he was an all-star in both baseball and an all-star in
yeah.
football. Uh,
Maybe so, but it's because it's
African,
talking about Major League.
yep,
Yeah.
African American
Me.
baseball player and football player, NFL and in MBL, uh, all-star. So that's probably what it is. So Bo knows something that maybe some of us don't. He knows that the margin of achievement and the margin of greatness is one hit away. So you're just always one hit away to go from average to seemingly super, super average or superhuman, superlative. So for
And
me,
Brandon, how often do we measure I'm sorry, how often do we measure, ourselves or our lives based on what we have accomplished? It says, "Don't measure yourself by what you have accomplished." Because I wanna say that because I feel like so many people are in a stage of regret or feeling like it's too late or I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But what can you do today to counter what you didn't do or have not done thus far so that tomorrow or next year you won't have the same regret? Because if you do nothing now, as you grow older, if you're not intentional, then that regret, that whatever it is, will sink in. So sorry, Brandon, back over to you.
no, no, not at all. I think
I'm gonna check comments.
that's a really good point. Like, we put these false limitations on ourselves based on age, based on where we come from, or how much money we have. Uh, we limit ourselves to what we limit ourselves based on what we supposedly can't do, as opposed to what we have the potential to do. And I think if we
Mhm.
live in our potential, not in a delusional way, but if we live in our potential as far as like this is what I have the ability to do, I think we can really grow. And I always had the saying with myself, and no one told me this, but even as a youth coming up, I was like, if someone else can do it, then I know I can do it. Because I would look at track and field, or I would look at technology, even, in track and field, somebody would do the 100 meters in under 10 seconds. And it took all these years for somebody to do that. And then it seems like after one person did it, everybody did it. All the
Mm.
best ones did it. And then it seems like as soon as Sputnik or whatever, you got the space travel. After one country did it, then here come these other countries. They're doing it too. Or with breaking the sound barrier, you know, it took all this time to create an airplane or a jet that could break the sound barrier, and now everybody has one that can do it. So it seems that all we need to do is really believe it and see that it can be done, and know that we have that same potential. And when you realize that the margin is so small between success and mediocrity, supposed mediocrity, you realize that it's just like it said in a former passage, that success is a statistical fact, right? Like the more you put in, the more likelihood that you get that one extra hit at bat, that one extra push. That's what makes you great. So I think that's just motivation for people who feel like they might be stuck, or they feel they might be, at they might be at a plateau of, man, I don't know if I can go further than I've gone. I don't know if I can go higher than I've gone. You might be right next to your goal. It may just take that one extra swing. Your focus is of course you want to hit it, but perfect your swing. Perfect your swing. And I think for me, that's what I'm carrying in with this is the purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but to be more of what I can be. So what can I be? What can you be? I think that's a real question that we have to ask ourselves. And if we know that if we see the potential of others, if we can see the potential in others, then I think we should have that same view of ourselves. Um, so I don't know. I like that. The difference was one hit in 20 out of 20. If you hit it one more time than me, you get the all-star. You get the shoe contracts. You get the multi-million-dollar contracts. And all the difference was one hit. So go out there and hit. Swing a couple extra times today and see if you can get that one hit. And that's what I got. Anything else from you, Mama? What do you see in the comments? What we got in there?
Um, let's see here. And I need to get the affirmation out there. So Miss Brenda Davis, thank you. Good morning. Let's see. We have brother and Uncle Mike says good morning, and he says that's true. Not sure what part we were at when you said that's true, but thank you for that confirmation. Um, I this one's light to me today, and it's just confirming again that guys, you gotta know and accept who you are and what your abilities are. Take your eyes. We have to take our eyes. I'm going to speak to myself as well. I think that's one of the greatest things that now in hearing this that I've been able to do is, and I have not thought about it in this way until today, is not measure my life or who I am based on what I think I see or think someone else is.
Mm,
Not what they have, because I've never been the person that things have never mattered to me. Like, I'm so serious, like things, they just have not. But I can say this: when I was not transforming my life,
you're breaking up a little bit on this,
when
Mother. I
everything
don't know if you.
offended me, I cried tears that nobody knows.
Mm,
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I've been having some issues. I don't know what's going on out here, but it may be
okay.
the weather. I'll try to hurry this up. But I'll just say this, you guys, do the inventory. Do your own inventory. We've given enough. It's almost that time anyway. It'll do me some good to get off early today and make some things happen. Um, so I'll end it there. Abilities. Over to you, Brandon, as we go ahead and close if you don't have anything else.
Sure. I have something. Looking at this affirmation where it says the purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but when I look at, I think the prospect of glory or acclaim or the accolades or approval given from other people, the prospect of other people's compliments to us, like my Angelo said about the picking it up, right? The potential for us to pick up these compliments and to have our ego stroked, I think blinds us sometimes. I think it's blinding when we see, like, how do
Mm,
we view success? Do we see success as um, what other people know that we have? Did Bo know, or did Bo expect for other people to know first? What happened first? Was it that other people knew that he was great, or did Bo know first and then other people jumped on the bandwagon? And what did greatness look like? Was it Bo saying that I'm the greatest in the world? I mean, maybe he might have been the young kid that was doing the high five to say that, hey, I might not be the best of this, but I'm the best of that. But I think we are blinded sometimes by the perspective of others being projected on ourselves, and we project that on ourselves. So what I want to do is invite everybody not to be blinded by glory, not to be blinded by the bells and whistles of success, but rather be focused with an eagle eye on the process of success, the process that it takes to get to success. So Bo focusing on his swing as opposed to focusing on, the highlight reel. The highlight reel is a product of his dedication. It's a product of his commitment to the process of knowing how to swing that bat, how to throw that or catch that or run that football. I think it's the process that a lot of people are not in love with, because that's the grit, that's the grind, that's the part that nobody sees. That's the time that Kobe Bryant spent. That's the hours that he spent in before practice. That's the time that he spent after practice, when it was just him and the janitor inside of the stadium. You know, but that's the part that you hear about today. One of the common things I hear about Kobe is, man, he was always practicing. He was always the first one at the gym and the last one to leave. I hear that now, but I didn't hear that so much when he was dunking the ball and passing it and shooting these beautiful fadeaways. All I heard was how great he was, that he was scoring 81 points in a game. That's all I was hearing. But I'm sure all that Kobe was thinking about was tomorrow's practice. So what's practice for you today? Are you practicing every day to be successful? Or are you practicing every day to get glory from others? And I think those two trajectories and those two endpoints are two different places. And, there's something about, I'm going to make a quick example out of physics. But if you get these two pencils, right, at the very bottom where these two pencils connect, it's a very short space, very short space. But as it increases, that's a small vector right there. It's a small space. So even though they're pointing in two different directions, at the very bottom, they're connected. So it doesn't seem like they're that far away. But the further that these go out, these two lines, they get further and further away. And so I think you can start from the same point, but just the difference in your intention. One being for glory and acclaim, and one trusting and knowing that and being committed to the process. But as you get further and further out, one makes the difference for success, and the other failure or mediocrity, or that 0.25 versus that 0.30. So the vector increases as the distance increases, the further you go along. So let's purify our intentions, folks. Let's purify our intentions that our acclaim is not our goal, that the compliments of others is not sustainable, because trust me, the best people in the world got some of the most hate, you know the most hate. I promise you, like in the words of a rapper, Moneybagg Yo, the hate be real but the love be fake. So think about that, y'all. Don't do it for the glory for everybody else. Do it for the process. Do it for the achievement of your potential. So ask yourself, what's my potential? And what process to reach that potential am I willing to commit to? Make a promise to yourself and go get yours, because it's out there for you. The only thing in your way is you, not your circumstances, not any of the projections that other people place upon you. It's you. And that's all I got for you today. It's about 7:28, y'all. We end in almost right on time. I know we go long sometimes, but today is a light day on this February 28th. It's a little rainy outside here in Memphis. I don't know how it is where all y'all are, but y'all go out here and enjoy this day. Get some extra sleep if you can. Get some rest. Take a nap. Think about the process that you're about to commit to, and think about your potential. Write it down. What's your potential? Go out there and get it, y'all. So I'm gonna try to end it there. Unless, Mom, you got anything before I go through my 3 affirmations? You on mute?
Sorry, I was typing up the affirmation and didn't want y'all to hear me typing. Sorry. Focusing, I just thought about the twist in it for me, focusing on your abilities and define abilities, define that, look up words, you guys. I'm telling you, as Brandon mentioned, there's only about 170,000 words um, in the English vocabulary, and think about just the limited amount that we use. I think about our thoughts as well, the repetitive thoughts that we have, and then how many of them, if you're not intentional, are negative and maybe the same thoughts in a different way. So by focusing on your abilities can help you be what you were created to be. So just kind of adding some spice to what the affirmation for today was or is. Focus on your abilities and take your eyes off of the abilities of others, and don't have any regret for where you are in life or what you feel like you have not done, because you still have those same abilities. I'm buffering again with. So that's my giveaway today, Brandon. And let's go ahead and jump off. I'm going to put the affirmation back up so that you could do your thing with that if you don't have any more, since we're seemingly having a bad internet day.
Seems like when we get a little bit of rain out here, that's what happens down here. But it's all good. It's all good, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming here every day. Yo, 28 days in a row. One more day left to go in the month of February in celebration and acknowledgement of Black History Month. This is your history, and it ain't just limited to a month. This is an everyday kind of thing. Just that's again not projecting not allowing what the world and the nation's projections on us to say that we can only celebrate our history in this month. Let's keep it going all year long, not just in this season, but in the next season and the next season and the next. So on this the affirmation for the 28th day
Brandon,
again, huh?
that means March 1st. That means March 1st you're going to be back.
Probably. I mean, what else I got to do? Well, actually, I want to say this too to everybody else. I do have Ramadan coming up starting on, I think, March 10th. So that's gonna be a time where I
Okay.
might not be here so much, but I'll be prayed up, staying up 3-4 hours in the wee hours of the night, praying and doing supplications to God. So, and fasting from food and water for 30 days.
Oh,
See that I'll be back
we're
here
messing.
to come. But yeah, it was a call coming through, but I ain't worried about that. Um, y'all give me some patience at that time. I'm gonna do as much as I can March 1st and forward. So again, as we close out, y'all, on this 28th day, appreciate y'all so much. This is amazing. The affirmation is I am. um nope, you didn't put that up yet. No, I got it. I'll read it straight from the book. I ain't got to read it from the screen. The affirmation for
Yes,
today that we read 3 times,
I
one
think I
for
had the
me,
wrong
one
one
for
up there.
you,
Okay.
and one for the person in the back of the room, is the purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but to be more of what I can be. The purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory, but to be more of what I can be. And last time, I want you to say it to the person next to you. If you have somebody next to you, say it to the person in the next room, or copy and paste this affirmation and send it to somebody on your social media, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, comment it anywhere. But the purpose of my being is not to win acclaim or glory. Say this to yourself,
It's
but to be more of what I can be. So go out
to
there today, guys.
what you
Be
can be.
more of what you can be. What does that mean? Critically think about this. To be more of what I can be. So just being more of yourself in a world where you can be anything. Why not be yourself? That's all I got for you guys today. We'll see y'all here tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And we'll see y'all then. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Thank you. Peace.
Peace.